Life is a
game.
They say I can't win. Oh, never.
Amount of
Nothing there me down.
before
My life
begins.
I won't be afraid to challenge myself.
They won't
Ever break my fire. My dreams won't die.
if I high
Fight in the sky. Spreading my wings.
take
Off. It's time to fly. Take a chance to make it all the way. Take a chance. Forgetting
yesterday.
Take a chance with me. Nothing will bring me down. No retreat. When I leave all my fear behind. My future is still alive inside. Take a chance and achieve.
My doubt
Away. Believing
gets
me through my
darkness.
days. Take a chance to make it all the way. Take a chance. Forgetting
Yesterday
Take a breath.
with my heart.
Will lead the way. Take a chance. I'll take a chance today.
Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Seal of Progrichalcos, coming to you live from Heartland City. We have left the era of 5Ds behind us and entered Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. We are feeling the flow, chilling out in Heartland City, about to have some extreme fun using some Xyz monsters.
Pun.
Now, as we're entering a brand new era, it's about time we ban some cards that really have been problematic for a very long time. That's right, 5 cards are getting freshly banned, and those are Level Eater, Royal Oppression, Premature Burial, and of course the big 2, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity. They're all gone. See ya.
For a long time, I've been trying to come up with some kind of strategy to finally beat these cards, but I couldn't come up with anything. Until just this moment. Huh? Say goodbye to your broken duel monster staples!
Hello, Editor Ben here with a quick little update on the series scores. Even though at the end of last episode Tobias was on 181 and I was on 251, Tobias has now moved all the way up to 197. That is because there were 16 games that I did not show in the last episode where Tobias beat the Halberd Cannon deck over and over and over and over and over and over and over again using a combination of Gladiator Beasts, 6-Sam, and even the Light Swans had their fair shake at the deck. I didn't think the content was entertaining enough nor really worthy enough of coverage in the last episode, because it would have made the episode go on for like another 25-30 minutes, and most they would have just had my head in my hands going, how am I losing, how am I losing, how am I losing. It just wasn't entertaining. Didn't want to put you through that as an audience.
Oh, how kind of you.
But we are though giving Tobias the wins that he well and truly deserves, so he's getting 16 extra wins.
Pity points.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I love pity points.
And with that, let's move on to today's first set, Generation Force. Now, Generation Force was released in August 2011. Kinda crazy that we're actually 13 years on from there now.
Boy, time really flies by, doesn't it? Yeah.
Now, the big draw for the set are the new extra deck monsters, the Xyz monsters, which can be made by slapping 2 monsters with the same levels on top of each other to summon powerful extra deck bombs. Some of them require you to have specific types of monsters or specific archetypes, but for the most part the early ones are just generic. If you've got 2 monsters with the same level, put them over each other, overlay.
And Bob's your uncle.
Now, unlike the synchro monsters that took a little bit of time before they were ubiquitous in just about every extra deck, requiring the tuners and obviously specific levels of monsters to make, because the Xyz monsters were just so darn easy to summon in just about every deck, because more or less every strategy played monsters with the same level, you almost had to get these cards as soon as they came out, which significantly upped the price point on a lot of them, and it made people like me, who didn't have access to a lot of the cards, very
Weak and pathetic!
And it made the extra deck a necessity. And in the 13 years that have followed, the extra deck has become even more compulsory to have, and there's all these like link and generic staples that you just have to play in just about every list, unless you're playing some specific wombo combo list that requires like the whole extra deck to make. So yeah, this is the era where basically the extra deck became a necessity. Unfortunately, we won't have access to some of the better Xyz monsters because they came in the starter deck like Utopia, Gachi, Gantetsu and Granosaurus, so we're just going to be stuck with whatever we are fortunate enough to pull. Now, other than the Xyz monsters, the 2 new strategies that the Generation Force set introduced are the wind-ups and then the Banish Fish cards, which are really funny and are going to see a lot of play in the sealed match, but I don't think are going to make too much of a splash long term.
Pun intended.
Wind-ups, on the other hand, they were a little bit slow to get going, but once you get the wind-up boat, which I think is maybe in the next core set or the set after, the deck just goes off so hard. So it would be nice if we could pick up a couple of wind-up factories and maybe a juggler or two just for down the line. Vision Hero Trinity is also very good for heroes, just a pretty good way of dealing a load of damage and dispatching a full board of monsters. Submersible Carrier Aero Shark is an okay rank 3 but not too usable, and Surface is pretty good at recovering advantage for water decks. The ultra rares, things are really spicy here. A Hero Lives, Leviair, Leviathan Dragon.
The big three.
These other few cards, yeah, less said about them the better. In the rares we get loads and loads of these fish cards like these Big Jaws, Airwalker, Sea Lancer, Sky Star Ray, and Fish and Swaps, and Jaws Man. Most of these never did anything, although Sea Lancer obviously eventually did see some play and experimentation with the frogs. As you probably saw from Simo and Gage's progression series, didn't actually go too well at all.
Oh my god, I lost. No.
The Wind-Up Magician though and Snail are both very strong cards for the Wind-Up archetype. In the secret rares we get another big set of powerful Exceeds monsters, Adrius, Tiras and Steel Swarm Roach. Again, these cards were just ubiquitous at the time. If you play level 5s you had to have these cards. If you play level 4s you had to have Roach. This card had an incredibly high price point at release, and even now $16 for this card, that's crazy. The other secret rares don't matter too much, although Orient Dragon is kind of okay. In the commons we get a lot of pack filler honestly with the Crash Bug, Zakaka Archer, Gem Elephant. We do get the start of the Gears with Geargiano, so that's pretty cool. Goblinberg is a really strong card, just a free rank 4 enabler, and Pokey Drago is hilarious. The spells or traps generally don't really matter aside from the mask change and then Double or Nothing, which has come up in random Utopia builds in more recent years. Anyway, let's flick on over to our collection to see how well we pulled. Okay, so leading off the top we got a super rare Absolute Crusader, probably one of the absolute worst cards in the set. A whole bunch of Double or Nothing, as well as a whole bunch of Nothing 2 Fly Fangs. Okay, only 2 Goblinberg. The guys are common, that's so unfortunate. Same with only 2 Mask Change, that's annoying. We did get the Vapor. That's kind of spicy, that actually makes Bubble Man maybe viable in our hero list. We got the Leviathan Dragon. Love to see it. And yep, some Sky Star Rays. How many wind-ups did we get? We got the Dog. We got 2 Magician. Didn't get any Factory, but I mean that was a super rare, so not entirely guaranteed. But 2 Magician is pretty spicy. Couple of Snail, enough Soldier, I mean yeah, enough Dog. That's not too bad to be honest. Getting the cover card is really strong. Spacetime Police as well is quite funny. Right, let's head on over to Dueling Book to see what we cooked up. Okay, this deck is going to take a little bit of explaining because we're playing a lot of different strategies and most of these cards have never seen any significant competitive play. But leading off, we've got 2 Air Orca, who's actually one of the better cards in the set. Once a turn, we can banish a Fish, Sea Serpent or Aqua monster from hand, then target a face-up card on the field and destroy it. And then it does banish itself into the next standby phase. But realistically, there's a lot of ways that you can get mileage off itself being banished, and obviously just destroying any card that's face up is very strong, especially when there's not much other removal in the set. Then we have 2 Drill Barnacle. I love this card. It's basically Raging Flame Sprite, except instead of being released in 2004 they decided to release it in 2011 for some reason.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
2 Fly Fang. If he attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing, and if he inflicts battle damage, he gets banished into the next standby phase. 2 Goblinberg, just a good way of getting level 4s on the field. Obviously, we don't have any Exceeds monsters to make with this card, but it can just be a good way of putting bodies on the field. 2 Golem.
Golem.
1800 attack isn't too shabby for level 4, and he can be a chump blocker in defense mode. 1 Jawsman. This is a 1 tribute that you can only summon by tributing a water monster, but it has 2600 attack and also gains 200 attack for each other face-up water you control, so it can get to well over 3000 attack, which is insane. 2 Sky Star Ray. This is another one of these banished fish cards. He can attack directly, and after he inflicts battle damage by attacking directly, he gets banished into the next standby phase. Then we have 3 Spearfish Soldier. 1700 attack is very strong, and also being able to gain 100 attack for each of your banished Fish, Sea Serpent and Aqua type monsters means this guy is a really good card in the mid to late game. Also looks like a Zora, so that's kind of cool. 3 a Wind-Up Dog.
What the dog doing?
Basically, it's a level 3 that we can use to make Leviathan Dragon, and also if we have to, we can use its effect to turn it into an 1800 attacker for a turn and maybe crash with something like the Go Golem. 2 Magician. This is insane. If a wind-up monster uses its effect other than itself, we just get to summon a level 4 lower wind-up from our deck in defense mode, which is great. 2 Snail. This is a 2k defender that ideally will get attacked flipped over. Our turn, we can then summon the Wind Up Magician, then use Snail's effect to return one of Tobias's back row to the hand, use Magician to then summon a Wind Up from the deck and just go off hard.
Sounds like a plan.
3 Wind Up Soldier. This guy's been taking a lesson from Bazoo and really wants to feel like he's 22. 2 Wing Tortoise. Basically, if our Sky Star Ray or the Fly Fang or the Airwalker get banished from the field, this guy can freely summon himself from the hand or graveyard, which is pretty cool. 3 Aquajet to give our Fish C7 or Aqua monsters extra attack. For the traps, we've got Sh. When an effect monster's effect activates, we can shuffle one of our banished Fish C7 or Aqua monsters into the main deck to negate it and destroy. So with all these cards that banish themselves, this is just a good way of them being able to actually use our banished monsters as removal. 3 Overwind, which is limited removal for the wind-ups. 3 Poseidon Wave, which is an attack negate. And then 2 Underworld Egg Clutch. If a face-up Fish C7 or Aqua monster we control is banished, we can add a level 4 or lower Fish C7 or Aqua from deck to hand. Would like this card better if it was a quick play spell, would have seen a lot more play. And we are playing the Leviathan Dragon, even though we don't really have too many cards that can actually facilitate it. Right, let's head on into the replay. Well, seeing double Magician is quite nice, especially with the Soldier. Oh, we are going hard here. Right, we're just going to set down the Wind Up Magician, setting down our Overwind, and then passing the turn. Plus, we're going to go for triple back row and 2 in the extra. Uh-oh, and down comes a monster as well. Our turn, we're going to go for the old Fly Fang here. Hope we can get in for some nice piercing damage. The Gem Elephant. During the main phase, you can return this face-up card to the hand. Why? During damage calculation, if it's attached or was attached, you can send normal monster from hand to graveyard. This card gains 1,000 difference.
Bad elephant.
Okay, I get why the second effect might be used, but why the hell has it got the first effect to just bounce itself to the hand? That just seems completely out of character.
Who died and made you the expert on what is in and out of character for elephants made out of gemstones.
Uh-oh, down comes Goblinberg. Oh, Star Changer. Oh my gosh, we're going to get an Exceed summon. Right, who is Tobias making? The Levier.
Nice.
Probably one of the weaker ones for Seal just because of its low attack stat, but honestly, this card is insane going forward. This card has seen so much play in loads and loads of different decks. Just a really great tool for being able to extend your plays. For now, though, he's just going to be used as an out to the Fly Fang. We're going to take 200 damage here, and the turn passes back to us. We're just going to set down our second Magician. We want to get max value off the Wind Up Soldier next turn. Our turn, we're going to... Oh, why aren't we doing the Soldier play?
Why are you asking us?
Hey, right, we're going to go for the Sky Star A. Attack on directly, just do a little nice bit of 600 damage here, and get banished until our next turn. Down... Down comes the Pookie Draco. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute, but entirely not worth wanting. Right, our other Wind Up Magician will flip over, and at this point, yeah, we have to go for the... Oh, actually, no, our field's going to be clogged, though, right? It's okay. We're going to summon down the Wind Up Soldier, using his effect, cranking himself up to 2200. Then we're going to trigger 1 Wind Up Magician here, pulling out from our deck the old Doggo.
Woof, woof.
And then we're going to overlay...
Now I can build the overlay network! Now, number 17, Leviathan Dragon, be born!
Oh. You thought your Xyz was strong, Tobias. Meet its daddy. Right, Leviathan Dragon is going to absolutely tear apart the Levier. Boom, destroyed. And then the Wind Up Soldier is able to clear the Poke Draco for a nice 2k to the dome. Right, your move, Tobias. I don't know why you've still got 3 in the back row that are doing nothing. Kicking Goblin. Your opponent reveals top 3 cards. Choose. What the... Okay, sure. Alright, Kashtira Ogre at home. Right, we're going to get our Poseidon Wave placed at the top of the deck. Great, you're just giving me a free attack negate. I will take that. We're going to summon down our Snail, using Snail to bounce your set monster. And then this is a big load of damage here. 18 and 25. Followed by the Overwind. You're just dead in the water, buddy. Your 3 back row were useless. What the hell were they? Okay, game 2, this hand is again really strong. Anytime you see the Wind Up Soldier, it's just a good time. Especially when Tobias is just setting and passing. We're going to go for the Soldier, see whether we can smack on over Tobias's set card. It is the Gem Elephant. Okay, are we just going to get a repeat of last duel? Well, we're going to summon a monster plus the Star Change. Mila the Temple Magician. When this card's normal summon, target a set card your opponent controls and
Look at it.
wow, absolutely devastating. Tabas now knows I have the Poseidon Wave set. That's going to really help you.
Crashing the
Mila the Temporal Magician.
into a...
Wind up soldier.
How long have you been in the Force?
And then we don't quite have a way of dealing with Gem Elephant, so we're just going to set down our Magician and hope we can get some value from the dog next turn. Okay, we're going to get a little barnacled to the dome. That is A-OK by me. We're going to lose 300 here, and the barnacle will buff itself up to 13. Our turn, well, we're going to have to go for the old doggo here, using his effect to wind himself up to a nice 1800 to then crash and clear the drill barnacle. Right, Tabas's turn. Down comes a second Gem Elephant. Honestly, I think two 1900 defenders are better than a Waigeki bottle. Each time once 300 declines and that plays a thunder counter. With 4 to... Okay, a really, really slow way of being able to out the board. Poseidon Wave's going to get fired into the double or nothing. Oh, fudgekins.
Nice save.
Levier is going to become 3600 and kill both our monsters. Do you not want to kill the other monster? It can make a second attack. It can make a second attack. Did we just forget that?
You're a disgrace to the uniform!
Well, it doesn't matter because the Airwalker does out it nicely, but honestly, I shouldn't have a monster on the field. So this is, yeah, this should be just 1800 to the dome. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Hopefully Tabas pulls out a win this time because I feel like I did him a little bit dirty there. Yo, we're going to go for the oath here and return our banished monster to the graveyard to negate the activation of Master of Flame Strikes and destroy him. Google Golem though will clear the Airwalker and Waigeki Bokoro will get fired off to blow up the rest of the board, so I don't think it mattered other than the fact that I should be down another 1800. We're going to crash these Go-Go-Go's into each other.
Crashing them
Golem.
into a...
Golem.
How long have you been in the Force?
I'm putting Tabas down to 4 cards, myself down to 2. The Goblinberg will summon out the Gem Elephant. We're just going to go for our own Goblinberg and have him kill his compatriot in action there.
We're closer than brothers, and now we have to find each other.
Tabas just setting and regretting. Down comes our Drill Barnacle. This is what we love to see, especially when we can pump him up with the Aquajet, putting him to 1300 before he attacks. And now, you've never seen a Barnacle this big before, Tabas. 2300! Water, the source of all life. Oh, you are absolutely screwed now. Sky Starway, we're just attacking directly all over the place. 2300, followed by a 6. Oh, our Barnacle's at 33! Yes! The Barnacle has taken us to victory. Oh, yeah, okay. I feel good that we legitimately won that duel, even though there was that misplay earlier. Let's move on to the second sealed set. Alright, next up we're going to be opening quite a few different products and merging them all together to make one sealed monstrosity. Starting up, we've got Duelist Pack Yusei 3, then Turbo Pack 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now there's something quite poetic about this being Duelist Pack Yusei 3 and there being precisely 3 cards we would want to pull out of this set. Those cards being the Effect Veiler, the Starlight Road and then the Cards of Consonance. All 3 of these cards are insane, so pulling any copies of them would be good. Everything else just really does not matter. Now we're going to be opening 5 packs of each of the turbo packs, so getting 15 cards in total, and Booster 3 is one of the better ones. We start off obviously with things like Caius and Dark Grapher being the 2 chase cards from the set. Both these cards would be insane to pull, Dark Grapher being usable in loads and loads of different dark piles later down the line, and Caius just being an absolute bomb of a tribute monster. For the rares, another shot at Full Troll is great, Retiari is pretty good as well. Super rares, I think we've got enough of all of these cards, although I'm not sure whether we actually do have any Treacherous. That would be pretty good to get. In the commons, DD Crow, I think we've got 3 of, same with the War Chariot and the Draco and the Ghost Destroyer. We don't have any Coelacanth, and this card is obviously really necessary for a lot of funny fish decks, so I would love to see a couple of copies of this card. There's a bit of a step down in power level for Booster 4. I mean, looking at all these rares, these are terrible.
You're nothing but slackers!
Deep Sea Diva, that's okay. We've only got one of this card, so I wouldn't mind seeing extra copies. Tragodia is pretty funny. And then, for some unknown reason, Oslo Hero, What Kid, Key Mason, Moki get reprinted.
What the hell are you playing at?
And then the King of the Skull Serpents too. I mean, the set is just all over the place. Dark Hole, though, is a little bit scary for sealed because we do not play by our ban list when we're playing these sealed matches. So if Tobias pulls this and I don't, uh-oh. Booster 5 is much better than 4 though in general, with stuff like Snowman Eater, Wolf, Torrential, Zoma the Spirit even, Dark Hole again for some reason, Colossal Fighter, Miracle Fusion, Black Salvo.
It is a little something for everyone.
A lot of these cards we either just haven't had access to in the past because Colossal Fighter was locked behind a starter deck, or we just were unlucky enough not to pull in their original sets and would love to pick up a couple of copies now. So yeah, this set we could pull a lot of good things from. And then Boosters Pack 6 also has a few insane highlights. Red Dragon Archfiend, which we don't have. Zombie Master, Black Garden is hell.
As in literal hell.
Dark Arm Dragon, I would love to pick up this card. Fishborg, I think we only have one of. I know it does get limited later down the line, but having a couple of more at this era in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably fine. Sangan's funny, I guess. And then the common Cypher Soldier is quite strong. Creature Swap would be pretty good in the sealed. And then Magical Dimension, I don't think we've ever had access to before. That leads to some interesting Spellcaster type lists. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff across each of these turbo packs that we can hopefully pull. And then obviously the big 3 cards from Duelist Pack Yusei 3. Let's see how well we pulled from each of them. Alright, so looking at what we pulled from Duelist Pack Yusei 3, we got 2 cards of Consonance, and then we did get 1 Starlight Road. No Effect Veiler, but we got 2 out of 3, so I can't complain too much. Honestly, though we missed big things like Caius and Dark Grapher, we pulled pretty well out of Turbo Pack 3. 3 Coelacanth, a second Full Troll, Saber Slash as well. That really isn't too bad.
Hello! What a beauty you are!
God, that is a depressing set of 5 packs, isn't it? Like, if you'd gone to 5 different locals and this is all you came away with as your, like, prizing for entering, I think you just quit Yu-Gi-Oh! If I'm being honest. Damn, that's terrible.
Oh, I demand a do-over.
From Turbo Pack 5, we got some very interesting boss monsters in Eltonin and Darkness Neosphere. Don't know whether I've got any decks in mind that I can actually make use of these cards, but they are very fun bombs nonetheless. 2 Torrential Tribute is pretty good. I don't know what our stance on this card is. I don't think either Tobias or I have had this card before, so I guess we can play it in our progression decks, I think. Maybe. We might just decide quietly that it's possibly too strong though, so I will have to see when we get to our progression decks. And then the 1 Miracle Fusion is also really strong for heroes.
This looks like it'll be something good.
From Turbo Pack 6, we did pick up a couple of RDAs. 1 Zombie Master is pretty good. The Black Garden, ugh. And then Creature Swap and the Cypher Soldier are both strong cards.
Oh, I love the smell of salvage.
Oh, I'm pretty excited because we've got a lot of interesting cards. I wonder what on earth our sealed deck is going to look like. Let's head to Dueling Book to find out. Okay, so this deck looks absolutely wild. We've just got so many fun little interactions going on here that I can't wait to get into the gameplay. Triple AD Changer, obviously a decent way of turning battle positions. 2 Bountiful Artemis, 1600 attack is nice. The Cypher Soldier, who gains 2000 attack when he battles a warrior. DD Crow, a couple of Diamond Dude. This guy can be really strong with like Shield Crush, Creature Swap, and then the Proving Ground. Drill Synchron can help us get into some of our big synchros. Laquari can be picked up with the Proving Ground. 2 Golden Dragon, just a 2k defender. The Drago is pretty good at being able to ice out some special summons. Kaiku is a strong card. Psychic Commander runs over a lot of things. Sonic Booster is okay. Shield Wing is good at protecting our life points, and Sonic Chick potentially can stall. Zombie Master and Dynames round off our monsters just being 2 strong 1800s. And then we have Creature Swap, which hopefully we can use to give to us something like the Sonic Chick and take one of his strongest monsters. 2 Double Cyclone to pop back row, 2 Proving Ground to search the Laquari, cross out, and then triple Shield Crush to deal with Tobias's defensive threats. 3 Desperate Tag to allow our warriors to keep on floating, 2 Power Frame to give our monsters a bit of a boost and to negate Tobias's attacks, and then we have Starlight Road for in case Tobias pulled Torrential Tribute or the Dark Hole, and then 2 Torrential Tribute of our own. Right, let's head to the replay. Right, looking at our opening hand, we are very glad to see the Creature Swap, given we've got the AD Changer that we can give to Tobias. Let's see how he decides to open up. Kaiku, I don't mind if I do, I will happily take that card from you, which we will do so doing the old AD Changer. Creature Swap shenanigans, give me that boy.
Mine now, you belong to me.
With Tobias's Kaiku, we can clear our own AD Changer, and doing a nice 1700 to Tobias. In the main phase 2, we're going to set down the Power Frame and pass it on back to Tobias. Down comes one back row and the old Sonic trick. Well, that ain't suspicious at all. Right, we're going to go for our proving ground here, grabbing the Liquari from deck to hand. And then, I guess we just summon it. What could you possibly have here? Ah, the Power Frame. That boosts the Sonic Chick up to 1800. Then we are just going to crash with the Kaiku.
Now say it with me.
Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. Sonic Chick.
How long have you been in the Force?
Tabasa going to set and pass the turn, passing it back to us. Ooh, a second Artemis, don't mind if I do. Right, we're going to summon that girl down, see whether we can punch over Tabasa's set monster. It's the Black Salvo. Oh, that's a good card. Right, and then the old Liquari in for 1800. We didn't pull the Retiari, so we are not going to float. Tabasa's going to... what? Oh, use Starlight Road to summon Card Breaker. I guess that is a use for that card. And then down comes... oh, I'm going to get Androided, aren't I? Yep. Okay, down comes the old Magical Android.
Can't you see I'm dreaming of electric sheep here?
Good thing we have the old Power Frame here, which we're going to fire off. No.
I'm cheating.
We don't even need to because we just use the AD changer and cheat. Because that's how Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. How did we not know how this card works for so long? I mean, it doesn't matter because we had the Power Frame, but like... oh. It might have mattered. Oh, actually it wouldn't because his monster still would be in attack mode, yeah. So it doesn't matter, basically, is what we have learnt here. Nothing really matters, anyone can see.
I think you ought to know I'm feeling very depressed.
The Magical Android is going to get Power Framed this turn regardless. The game is pretty much mine. Right, we're just going to head to battle, go for the old crash here, unless Tabasa does something crazy. No, he does not. They do both die.
Gladiator Beast Liquari boosted by Power Frame. Magical Android.
How long have you been in the Force?
And then we're going to be able to deal a nice 3200 here. And then Tabasa is going to summon out the Zoma the Spirit in the main phase 2. That's actually pretty strong. Right, down comes one back row and we will lose one Artemis here. No point using our Desperate Tag because we've got no warriors in the hand. I guess we just have to get defensive with the Shield Wing. Hopefully Tabasa isn't able to summon another strong monster, or we could actually be in some serious trouble here. Double Cyclone's going to get fired off and Tabasa will sacrifice his Swallow Flip, pop our Desperate Tag. Fair trade. Down comes the Shield Crush.
Be crushed by my fist.
I suppose this is quite a literal shield crush. The old Shield Wing got crushed. Bountiful Artemis will fade to the Zoma, and yeah, we are in a pretty dire situation. At least this other Shield Wing might be able to buy us a little bit of time, unless the boss finds another Shield Crush. Thankfully not. Shield Wing will survive, and then it's over to us. Dynames is huge here. We can actually deal with the Zoma.
Done.
Thank you.
We should have taken 1800 there. I know we're cheating all over the place. We're going to get aggressive with the DD Crow because why not? And deal a nice 100 here. Kaiku is a huge draw for Tobias. That's going to deal with our Crow, and then he's going to be able to banish a couple of monsters from our graveyard. We're going to lose the Liquari and the Shield Wing. This is quite bad. Tobias is passing, thankfully. Oh, the Golden Dragon, that keeps us in the game. Right. Tobias' turn. He's going to try and attack into our new set. Thankfully the big dragon is just strong enough to hold down the fort. Not that I'm really sure what we're going to do with it. Okay, another golden dragon, great. We're going to go for the no mana cross out, deal with Tobias' Shield Wing before it becomes a problem, set down our second golden dragon and pass the turn. Kaiku will bounce with the golden dragon and Tobias is down to 2000 life points. That is not a bad draw, but it would mean sacrificing a lot to just deal with one Kaiku. But it might come down to that. It's definitely coming down to it. We are not dealing with the end of Anubis.
Anubis, you sound unwell.
No way, right. I'm going to sacrifice our entire field here and just hope against hope that we draw something that's has a modicum of strength. Okay, we're going to have to go aggressive with the speed booster. Just hit on him for 1000. I guess this puts Tobias on the 1 turn clock if he doesn't. Wow, you must be desperate. No monsters in the hand, eh, Tobias? Oh my gosh, actually second booster was going to win. Right, we're going to go for the Zombie Master. We've obviously got no zombies in the graveyard. See whether we can put Tobias down to 200. Okay, tick-tock, Tobias. Okay, Card Breaker is summoned. Oh, and the creatures, what?
It's just back and forth and back and forth.
Oh, I've been hoisted by my own petard. This looks unwinnable. 1800 defense, I guess. Yeah, we can potentially survive a couple more turns. Tobias doesn't draw something like a Shield Crush. Yeah, okay, Cypher Soldier's just chilling. At least this means Tobias cannot, under any circumstance, summon a warrior monster because he would just lose immediately. I'm going to set down a card, go for our double Cyclone, popping our Shield Crush to deal with Tobias's new set, the Starlight Road. Then we're going to turn our Cypher Soldier into attack mode using our second booster, tributing it off to buff our Cypher. Okay. Everything's gone. We have a no mana cross out and Tobias has 2 cards, 1 monster. Yep, we're going to go for the cross out here, deal with Tobias's Puppet Plant. And this is Desperation Station, man. We've both got so low in resources. Oh my gosh, Tobias, I get to win with Sonic Chick. Oh, you are absolutely... you are in for a cracker, Tobias. This is insane. Get exploded. Your life points gone. Oh, what an excellent top deck that was. I'm sorry to the egg community for those yolks. Right, Tobias is going to set down 2 cards, 3 cards, and a monster. What? That is insane. Not only with the old Shield Crush, I guess we might as well just go for our cross out first of all, just in case it's a flip. Down goes the Golem Dragon, and we can happily summon down our Bountiful Artemis, striking on in for 1600. I don't quite want to waste a double Cyclone just yet, while Tobias has 3 in the back, just because like we could literally hit nothing of relevance. I'm going to set it down though, just in case it gets double Cyclone, so we can maybe get some value. Why would you summon a DD Crow?
We're swapping, right?
Alright, Tobias will steal our Bountiful Artemis and deal with our own Crow. And deal with his Crow. Let him eat Crow, he says. Right, our turn. Please give us a big monster. Not a big monster. We do have the Psychic Commander. We're just going to have to go for the old Heil boy. Paying 300 life points here to allow us to run over our own Artemis. And Tobias is going to take 100. Okay, setting. Love to see it. Double Cyclone is going to get fired off. We're going to chain our double Cyclone. Loads of things are going to die. We're going to lose our Desperate Tag. Tobias is going to lose his Royal Command and his Swallow Flip. And that leaves us with what? The Starlight Road. Okay. Another double Cyclone is funny. We're going to go for the Shield Crush. Just deal with the Shield Wing. The history is repeating itself. And then Psychic Commander can hit on in for another 14. I'll put this on fast forward because I'm fairly certain the result is more or less foretold here. Down comes our Drill Sync 1, and we're going to deal a nice 2200 here. But still isn't drawing monsters. We're going to go for the double Cyclone. Then we're going to summon the Dunames, and that is the game. Alright, up first we're revisiting a classic staple of the series in Lightsworn.
Uh-oh, classic alert!
Obviously it's not very new, it's not very exciting, it's not super flashy, but it's just fun, right?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
We've got a pretty good zombie package now. We've got triple Malicious, double Armageddon Knight. Hopefully we can bring out some bombs like the BLS, the Judgment Dragon. Well, Solar Recharge on the Genesis is pretty good. Bearing in mind, Genesis is just about the worst Lightsworn you ever want to see. We're going to mill 2. We get any... Yeah, okay, that's not super great. We're going to go, though, for the 1-for-1, discarding the Malicious to bring out the Glow-Up Bulb from the deck. Then we can pull out our second Malicious, sink these guys off into the Urbellum. Then we're going to use the final Malicious, banishing him from the graveyard to pull the third from the deck. Then using the Glow-Up Bulb to mill out one more. Using the Urbellum and the Bulb to make your boy Stardust Dragon. And yeah, that's a pretty good turn 1, I think. Oh, the Glads are back in action. Okay, a quest is going to get pulled from the Proving Ground and is going to be able to easily... Oh god, and the Test Tiger too. We might just be out of this game already, given we've sacrificed everything for the Stardust Dragon. I do not think he's going to live past this turn, especially with the old Taming here. Yeah, that is annoying. Right, the Stardust Dragon will get run over by the Laquari, and then Laquari is not going to float. Okay. We're going to set down our Mizuki and pass the turn. Laquari is just going to be able to run through the final malicious here, and then go back into the deck for the old Murmillo, popping our Mizuki, which is fine. That's kind of where we want him anyway. Down comes the Lash. We're going to have to discard a Judgment Dragon there. That's pretty frustrating. MST, I guess we're just doing this blindly. Yeah, out to say no, man. Then we're going to go for the Zombie Master, discarding the second Judgment Dragon to bring back the Mizuki. We're going to get booked on Summon, though.
Things are going very well.
And yep, we'll just lose our Zombie Master here to the Milo, becoming a Laquari. At least the Mizuki can get a bit more mileage out of the Zombie Master here, and we can try and put some pressure on Tobias. Test Ape dies, great. Just flipping made a rod for my own back there. Here's Hoplo. Here's Hoplo. Zombie Master's dead, and at least the Mizuki can float again. Okay, Jane. Yes.
Jane, Light Swarm Paladin. Gladiator Beast Laquari.
How long have you been in the Force?
Right, we can absolutely crash and deal with the Laquari at long last. He was on the field for far too long. Test Tiger plus the thingy makes another Laquari, flipping brilliant. Just as one fades, another rises to take its place.
There must always be a Laquari. Tobias's field.
Right, the Mizuki will die. We have got the Solar Recharge here. We are going to discard the Gragoneth. Honestly, it would have been better to keep in hand and just go for the zombie play. Yeah, I'm really regretting doing the shotgun discard there. Could have just used the Mizuki to bring back Zombie Master and then tributed it off. I saw the potential to draw two.
I got greedy. I just f***ed myself.
Like, the two cards could have been anything. They could have even been a Gragoneth, right? So, like, how crazy would that have been if I would have drawn a second Gragoneth? But as it is, I just let the allure of two fresh cards absolutely doom me right now. Right, Tobias is going to make the quest, and then pull back a Laquari from the graveyard. Followed by the Respite, shuffling back his hand to draw 3. Down comes 2 more back row and an MST. We're going to fire off the Needlebug Nest, milling out 5 cards. Then we are going to go for the MST to get rid of Die Prison. Garroth is pretty big here. I don't think he's going to be able to stick. We are not actually going to risk finding out. Now we know that Tobias is playing stuff like the D Prison. We'd rather just sit on this big chud. Indomitable Gladiator Beasts gets fired. Jeez, you're just playing every card that has a Gladiator Beast on, and it's working. When did this card even come out? It's terrible. Right. Double tag team, and Tobias is summoning the Secutor and the Equest. They're probably all going to go back into the deck for the Heraclinos. Yep. And only a miracle will save me now. We are going to go for the Goblin Zombie with the Mizuki here. Then we're going to fire the Plague Spreader, putting the Armageddon Knight onto our deck to summon it back. Then we will sink off into the Iron Chain Dragon, just as a bit of a big meaty boy. And then because the Goblin Bug went from field to graveyard, we are able to pick out the final Mizuki from our deck. Probably stave with the inevitable. I don't really think it makes too much difference in the grand scheme of things. We are going to lose the Iron Chain Dragon, but the Mizuki will live to the Secutor, although I'm sure a Murmillo is in my future. Oh, Bestiari, even better. Wait, what? Oh, Secutor can float into 2? Where did these cards come from? I don't even... I guess it doesn't matter. We've got Celestia, which is funny. We can run over the Secutor. Just get me out of this game. Well, we lasted far longer than we had any right to, but that is game 1 to the Glads. We are just we've entered the era of Xyz, and we're both just playing GX era archetypes. Great. Right, we're going to go for the Jane, milling off the top the Dark World Dealings and the Needlebug Nest. Twice we're going to go for the Equest, sending down 2, plus the Battle Manicat and the Halberd, buffing himself up, and the Indomitable Gladiator to be just firing everything off here. Imagine if this was a good card. Which it is, the old book. Get set down, you idiot. You lose 2 equip spells in the process.
That's the power of books.
And this game is more or less mine just from that alone. Armageddon Knight is huge, so we're going to fire him off, milling the Malicious. We're going to clear the Equest with the Armageddon Knight, and then the Jane will attack him in directly for a nice... No, he won't, because he's going to get banished. Tobias just passing, you love to see it. Oh, Goblin Zombie, we're here to kind of rob you. Not quite as good as the old Robin Goblin, but we are at least able to take one card from the top of your deck. 2500 to Tobias's Dome, and we are milling a Gladiator Taming. Honestly, I'd rather Tobias would have drawn that card than a monster, so I guess it doesn't really help me too much. Thankfully, still no monsters in sight, and Tobias is just setting. Oh, if only we'd set the Janus, that would have been so good.
Do you want to do some ASMR?
Right, we're going to go for the Mizuki here, and then just see whether our little zombie Dark Engine is able to punch on in for, what's this, 4200, putting Tobias down to a measly 13. And then losing the... Again, that would have been a lovely card for you to have drawn, Tobias. Really hope I don't come to regret things. Thankfully not. Right, into that all-important Game 3. Right, into that all-important Game 3. DJ, hit the intense music. Right, Tobias is going to set down 2. And then they go for the Gladiator Proving Ground, grabbing the Quest from deck. Down comes the Quest plus the Test Tiger into the Loquari with the Battle Manica. We're going to go for the Dark World Dealings and milling out the Destiny Hero Malicious. Something is going to happen. We're going to set down a card and pass a turn. Down comes the Gladiator War Chariot for some reason. What the hell's happening? We're going to lose our Goblin Zombie here. Down comes Secutor plus the Battle Manica. We're going to go for the Needlebug Nest in the end phase. Milling out 5 cards that don't really do much. Going to go for the Malicious plus the thingy, try and make Dark End Dragon. We're going to get Book of Moon. Secutor is going to take a big ton of damage for Tobias, but float on into 2 cards, making the Heracleus. We're going to go for the Goblin Zombie. Going to go for them for the Monster Reincarnation, bringing back the Dark Bulb, trying to sink them all off for the Mist Worm, shuffling back Tobias's entire hand. Mr. Worm can attack directly for 2500, and then Tobias is absolutely out of this game. We're going to go for the Lumina, bring out the Garroth from our graveyard, and then we are not quite good enough to deal with the Sakawetsu armor. Down comes the Indomitable Gladiator Beast to buff up his Loquari, clearing the Garroth into the Hoplomus. We're then going to go for the Plague Spreader, making the Iron Chain Dragon, then the Judgment Dragon, and then Tobias, you have been judged. Alright, next up we're going to be playing...
You're not going to be playing anything, Benbow. I'm taking the wheel.
Oh god.
We may be in a brand new era, but my goal remains the same as ever, to defeat Tobias in a match and steal his soul. Presenting Venom Burn. Now the main win con of this deck is our trap card Venom Burn. With this we can select one monster we control with a Venom counter on, removing all Venom counters and then dealing 700 damage to Tobias for each Venom counter removed. In order to get Venom counters we are of course playing the Venom Swamp, which places 1 counter on each face-up monster at the end of each turn. Each counter it puts on weakens monsters by 500 attack, and if a monster's attack would drop to 0, it is destroyed automatically. However, if the monster started with 0 attack points, Venom Swamp will not destroy it. Hence why we are playing the Fool, the Naga, the Scrap Goblin, the Shield Ring, and the Lady in White. Loads of defensive threats that can't be destroyed by battle or are difficult to out, that can just stay on the field, turn after turn after turn after turn after turn after turn.
Guy's a broken record.
Accruing Venom counters until we build up enough to fire off the Venom Burn, dissolving Tobias's life points in one slow burn. I'll go first, Tobias. Allows me the time to set my master plan into action. Oh, 3 fools, but by the end of this you'll be the fool. I activate Terraforming, fetching from my deck the field spell, Venom Swamp, which I will then activate in my field zone, setting down 1 monster and passing the turn. Let's see what deck you're on. Ah, the Gladiator Beasts, okay. Shuffle away your hand with respite. There's not a single card in your deck that can defeat what I have in store for you. Proving Ground will grab from Tobias's deck and a quest, which will get summoned along with the Test Tiger. floating them both into the Laquari. You fool. You should have gone for Mermillo. My fool will flip over, unable to be destroyed by battle, and in the end phase, the Venom Swamp will weaken both our monsters. I'll set down one more monster, as well as one Baccarat, and pass the turn to you. Your Laquari's looking a little worse for wear. Oh, one problem with this, my defensive monsters will actually fall quite easily to the Glads. Okay, our Venom Swamp may be outed, but there's no way you can deal with all of my defensive threats, Tobias. Laquari will get floated on into. We're gonna flip over the Needleworm. We're gonna sit down one more monster and pass the turn. I sort of regret this deck already. How the hell am I gonna win if every turn you can pull out the bestiari?
Have you, I don't know if you've tried this, but have you considered getting good?
Our solemn judgment fades, and down comes the Heraclinus. We will lose our Naga from hand, setting down another monster. Tobias will shuffle back 2 cards, summoning down the Quest. Can't quite deal with the lady in white, but the Shield Wing will live, and then the Mermillo, and yep, there's no way we can beat that. Well, that was over embarrassingly quickly. See ya, Yummy Bembo. No, please let me have another chance with this deck. I promise that even if I win the next duel, I will not take Tobias's soul. I just want a chance to enact this torture. I've been waiting so long. Sealed away, Benbo. Don't take me back to that dark place. Let me have one more duel.
You just want everyone to feel sorry for you for being in the shadows all your life.
Alright, fine. You can try again, but you are absolutely not stealing Tobias' soul, even if you win this next match.
Oh, thank you, Your Grace. I'll fire off the terraforming, fetching forth the Venom Swamp from my deck, setting down 1 monster and 3 Baccarat. Your move. My turn already, I'll set down another Baccarat, and I'll summon the Scrap Goblin in attack mode, stacking up the Venom counters, turn by turn by turn. Ah, the 6th Samurai. I'll activate Venom Burn, dealing a quick 2100 to you as this Goblin fades. Roddy returning alive will pull back the Shinai from the graveyard, and my Shield Wing will not quite fade just yet. In the end phase, Tobias' monsters weaken, and I'll fire off the MST to deal with your Shien's scheme. My turn. I'll summon my Scrap Goblin. Oh god. This is gonna get torturous for both of us. Good thing I'm also a masochist as well as a sadist.
Brother,
Shogun Shien, good to see him. My Shield Wing will fade, and I'll take quite a bit of damage here. No matter. I'll set down 1 monster and pass the turn. In the end phase, the Mizohu will fade from the poison, but we'll both get banished along with the Shinai for Onishi. I'll activate my Solemn Judgment trap card, paying half my life points to disable that monster's summon. In the end phase, Shien weakens evermore, and I can set down another Naga. Shien dies, I'll set down the Spirit Barrier, and then I'll flip over my Needleworm, milling out 5 cards from the top of your deck, Tobias. Yeah. In the end phase, the Needleworm will die, but no matter. I've already established more cards in deck than you. This game is as good as mine. I'll set down the Call of the Haunted and pass the turn. Setting down another defensive monster. What else can you do but... Finally, the Venom Swamp is outed, but I will Solemn Judgment your cool. There's no chance you can summon that monster again. I'll activate another Venom Swamp, and soon my entire field will be flooded with 0 attack monsters. You can keep searching, keep adding cards back to your hand, but it will not matter, since you have less cards in deck than I. Turn by turn goes by and you cannot destroy any of my monsters. I'll fire off the Venom Burn, dealing 2800 to you, and then activate my final Swamp. turn by turn passes as Tobias's deck count grows ever lower until... You think this is it? You think you can deal with my monsters? Have you not learned, Tobias? My monsters do not die easily. And this is it. A final desperate act. The gateway comes down, the solemn, the limit reverse, but you cannot face our Nagas and live to tell the tale. Oh. Was that as good for you as it was for me? Why would you... my god. That was... Why would you say that? I did actually have one other progression deck that I was gonna film in this episode, but my god, that has just put an absolute sour taste in my mouth. I need to just clean myself after Yami Bembo has said that, so yeah, sorry about that. Oh god, ugh. Anyway, next episode we're going to be opening Photon Shockwave as the next core set in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal era, and then for our second seal product we'll be opening Hidden Arsenal 5 and Turbo Pack 7, 8, as well as the Bonds Beyond Time movie pack. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking to the end of this absolute marathon of an episode. At least when I'm looking at my recording time, I'm at 1 hour 51. I know there's significant chunks that I have to cut out. But yeah, this has been an absolute slog to get through. Hopefully the finished product comes out somewhat entertaining. I am bushed, my voice is gone. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.